Would you tell your client, Jordana, if you were in that situation, they're like that, and there's somebody that is just plain right horrible, they bring a bad vibe to the business, do you actually just say, look, I'm sorry, we just can't take an appointment for you, we don't want you here?
Very, very, very rarely. I'll always get to the kind of killing them with kindness first, and I always try and just get back down to their level and say, okay, you know, what is it that is troubling you? Because it's clearly not the hair. And then kind of work backwards psychologically. And we've only had to ban 2 people in the last, I don't know, 6-7 years. So I always feel like once you meet them again, there's always a way of winning them round. Obviously, that client, George, sounded like one of those few people that you just can't win round. But they are rare. They are very rare. And you can always call them up once they've had a little bit of a time to think. Like, I had quite a few Karens on the first couple of weeks of opening. And this one lady, she got her sister to call me up and abuse me down the phone. And I had to read that out the palm of my hand, because I told her, look, get off the phone, because number one, it's 8 o'clock at night. Number two, you're not calling as a client, you're the client's sister. So I would like to speak to the client. And then by the time I got the client back in, she was apologising, because you just have to have that cooling off period and get them back in. And if they are normal people, you can always win them round. But there's always that 2-3% of population that you just got to kiss goodbye.
Yeah. I've got to bring this up, sorry. It just, again, if you see me snigger, I'm not sniggering at what you say, ladies. It's just I see comments come in and it's a naughty boy part of me. I do have that. Rosalind, I once asked my client if she wanted her bob to shit on her shoulders. Quality. That's one there. So, just going a bit off track, but I had to. Picking up on what Jordana's saying there, George, you know, in dealing with people, that is the part of our industry where it's the strength of you as a hairdresser, as a communicator, dealing with awkward people. You can turn a really horrible situation around where they become, you know, putty in your hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely, you can. And I'm pretty sure that at Jordana's level, and you know, like I'm saying, experienced stylist with turning it round is years and years of experience. So I know if that woman had been in my chair, I could have turned it round, because I have a lot of backup. Do I think that my girl that's been on the floor for 3 years could turn that around? No. Do I think that client's going to take advantage of it? Yes. So do I want that client in my salon? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I've got Brooke. Hiya, Brooke. Had the exact situation picking on a graduate stylist. I called her out 2 weeks ago. This client was so rude, my graduate was crying. I asked why she felt it was necessary to speak so rude, and she said her son had died the day before. What was I meant to say? Still no need to make her cry. That's a really good point there. As much as we're dealing with, you know, what can be difficult clients, Jordana, we never quite know what's going on in people's lives, and sometimes we just kind of, we can assume that they're just plain right rude, but you know, that is something we always got to take on board.
Yeah, and like Angela's just put there, I think sometimes the client has other issues in their lives and they're difficult because of that. And I think that that's absolutely true. So I think you've always got to look at that in consultation. Often it's the psychology, and women want to change their hair because either something really good's happening to them or something really bad's happening to them. And I think you have to delve a little bit deeper. But with that takes experience.
Yeah, I've just picking up here, girls. So I've sacked off some clients in my 34 years. Not many, but they've made my life hell in the past. Nobody wants their job to be hell because of somebody. And you know, what are some of the other things that you would get, what you would call serial bad clients? And I think one thing that always comes up, Jordana, is the clients that don't show. Hey.
I have little patience for this, but in the 40 years of Cabela, we've never had a cancellation policy until now. And it was when we opened after lockdown, I thought we have to do this. So rather than collecting money up front, which a lot of salons do, what we do is we don't collect any money up front, but we tell them, if you do not cancel within 24 or 48 hours, whatever it is, notice, we will be charging you £25. And then the day comes, they don't turn up. We call them and say, you've missed your appointment. Can we collect the £25? And more often than not, they're like, do you know what? You're right. I'm really sorry. It's only £25 of maybe, let's say, a full set of highlights, just 2-hour appointment. And more often than not, they do agree to pay it. But it still doesn't really actually fill the gap that you've missed out on. But I do think it acts as a deterrent. So I am glad that we've got it now. And I haven't had anyone refuse to pay that, even though they kind of are within their right, because I couldn't actually knock on their door and ask for the money. So, yeah, that's how we deal with it. And it's just a little bit less admin collecting it after they've missed the appointment.
Yeah, I'm just going to flag up again and just put a bit of humour on you. Obviously, you're enjoying talking about some experiences that you had. I think this could be for George's hairdressing horror stories. Nicola, I had a lady who I shampooed at the front wash when I was an apprentice, and she took her teeth out and started washing them in their basin.
Oh my God.
Nicola, you need to share some of these. Honestly, this.
Maybe you should be writing that to me. Don't write on here, guys. Save it.
There's my man in my podcast today. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Classy, he says. Yeah, we got a classy crew here. Really have. But yeah, I mean, look, again, I'm just looking through here. Retailers, let me just have a look. What's Colette saying? Retailers share details of shoplifters to local shops. Maybe salons should have a closed group in districts to share details of bad clients. Help each other out.
That is a good tip.
Yeah.
We used to do it in with Rush and Tony and Guy on Church Street, which is in Kensington. We would pass around the names that have been, looking for refunds or freebies, and it worked quite well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's
Is shoplifting a problem? Have any, again, I'll put that out into the community. Yes, if you've had shoplifting. No, if not. Have you had that, Jordana?
We've had, people have lifted, Nioxin hair pills, which are really good for hair growth.
Yeah.
They're £50
Didn't work
a
for
box.
me, but yeah, I do know of them.
And we've had clients actually take the tablets out of the box and put the box back. So when we've gone to count it, it's empty. We've had clients have the entire duration of a really big colour correction appointment, and then at the end have said, "Oh my God, I've left my card in my car." So then they give us a purse to leave as a deposit, if you like, and say, "Look, I'm just going to nip to my car and I'll be back in 2 seconds." And by the time they've gone to the car, we open the purse, and it's one of those cheap sort of 99p purses that has nothing in it at all, and they've legged it. So yeah, it happens quite a bit.
Yeah. What about you, George?
Yeah, I once had somebody nick all the candles out of my toilet. I don't know why.
Were they scented candles though?
Well, they were from the quid shop or something. Do you know what I mean? Scented candles, nicked them all. And then I've not really had many problems with shoplifting in the salon, but we do get an awful lot of shoplifters come to our door asking if we want to buy any steak or whatever, and we have to ban them.
Yeah, I've just seen here. This is Kelly. Hey, Kelly. We had someone take all our GHD products at Christmas and paid with a fake credit card. Lost about £500 worth of stock. Oh, killer. Let's hear how you, Christopher. Go on, sorry, I'll just read this, George, and we'll come back to you. Had someone rob some GHDs. He was on a push bike. My boss chased him down the road with scissors in her hands. Ha ha ha. She didn't catch him. No, well, thank goodness she didn't. That could have been dangerous, actually, Christopher.
I'm surprised at the amount of toilet rolls that went missing just before lockdown, what people are putting. That's hilarious.
Well, Miles, what were you going to say, Jordana? Sorry, you were just going to say something.
So the GHD thing happened to us a few times. So now we've got a ban and we have a limit on the amount of GHDs you can buy. It's only 3 per person because of that. Because someone came in, bought about 7 and left. And then it was a fake credit card. Yeah. The worst.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How does that go through with a fake credit card?
It just, I don't know. It just goes.
It works for
through.
me, George. I'll tell you later. Ryan, we didn't have security cameras. They don't stay up long enough, these messages, installed until after lockdown. We have had Moroccan oil and Oplex products stolen from the window display, but left the boxes there.